I traded excess for essence, and in the process, I found myself. I used to be one hell of a mess and a chaotic girl. My home was cluttered, my closet was overflowing, and my daily routine was filled with too many products but not enough time. The problem? My cluttered and chaotic space meant there was zero room to focus on the thing that truly mattered to me. My passion, my career, and my future goals. In a nutshell, I was an impulsive shopper, an expert procrastinator, overwhelmed by the consumption of life. These days, I live an entirely different reality. Have less, be more. Now, I'm not talking about becoming a monk, moving to the mountains, and dedicating our lives to the non-attachment philosophy. Let's be real. Modern living means we have things to do and dreams to catch. Instead, I have managed to find the sweet spot between having less stuff and being more me, the real me, the authentic me, unbound by clutter, consumption, and the next best Instagram trend. I captured my first introduction to minimalism in this Instagram post from December 2017. The description was: a few weeks ago, I met a girl who told me about her minimalism and sustainable wardrobe. I was super inspired by her, so I decided to try it as well. I rearranged my closet and realized for the first time how much I own. I donated the stuff I don't wear anymore. I feel so free now with my new and beloved wardrobe. It's so easy to dress up when you just own clothes you really love. I discovered that being introduced to minimalism and adopting a sustainable wardrobe not only made me realize the excess in my life, but also brought a newfound sense of freedom and ease in my daily routine. But yet, the initial phase wasn't a walk in the park. Actually, quite the opposite. It took me many attempts before I was finally able to make minimalism work for me. After that short bliss, I fell back into my maximalist phase. For a whole other year, I went back to impulsive shopping, wearing 20 layers of makeup, looking pretty, but feeling lost with the continuous chaos in my head. I learned that embracing minimalism was challenging, and despite initial successes, I easily converted to old habits, highlighting the struggle between external appearances and internal chaos. Exactly 1 year after that first post I just told you about, there was my second exposure to minimalism. Once again, overwhelmed by my life of consumption and shallowness, I decided to give myself a time out in Thailand. Traveling alone with only a few belongings and a backpack. The packing list for this trip was also my first piece of minimalist content that I shared. A packing list with 61 pieces that I intended to get by in Thailand for 3 weeks, from the desert island to the disco night in Bangkok. The most important item I packed at that time was my e-reader, and especially a book recommendation from a dear friend. Courage. The Joy of Living Dangerously by Osho. Throughout this book, Osho provides insights that help cultivate courage in daily life in order to live a more authentic life. He encourages readers to break away from social conventions and find their own path. It's actually a short book, and yet it had such a big impact on me. I remember being on a remote island and spending hours just writing down my thoughts, finally dealing with that thoughts that I suppressed for a very long time. I learned that genuine experiences and self-connections are so much more fulfilling than societal expectations and appearance. Back in Switzerland, I was inspired and motivated by my insights and experiences, only to then realize what the really difficult part of this minimalist transformation was: transforming my real life back home. I started to read books like Goodbye Things and The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. Slowly but steadily, I began to drastically reduce all my possessions. My wardrobe, my kitchen, my gym stuff, and so on. And with every possession I was able to let go of, I noticed how I was able to get closer to myself. I felt a sense of lightness both in my physical space and in my mental state. I learned that true transformation isn't about decluttering possessions, but about the profound shift that comes with it. But challenges arose. My job at that time couldn't have been further away from minimalism. I was testing products for a beauty online store and posting about it on their blog. My office desk was filled with products I needed to review, and my skin looked horrible from all the products I was overusing. That did absolutely not align with my new values and my plans to get to know my true, authentic self. But these hurdles only strengthened my resolve. I learned that staying true to my values and authentic self is paramount when my job conflicted with my minimalist beliefs and impacted my well-being. I had to have the strength and convinced to make a change. So I quit. I decided to not look for a new job but work as a food influencer promoting healthy products. I even published my own cookbook. At that time, I was already living quite minimalistic, but I wasn't fully able to let go because I was still kind of trapped in my old life. I struggled with social perceptions until I was inspired by extreme minimalists and digital nomads on YouTube, leading me to explore a boundary-free lifestyle. Sometime working from apart in a new environment, that sounded very appealing to me. However, fate had different plans. Just as I was set to embark on this new journey, the COVID pandemic swept across the globe, grounding my dreams and my flight. As the world began to breathe a little easier and the lockdowns loosened up a bit, I made a bold move. Living in expensive Zurich in Switzerland, I was spending 1,600 on a 30 square meter apartment and needed like 3,500 monthly just to get by. This cost kept me tied to my influencer job, contrary to my minimalist goals. So I let go of my apartment, symbolizing my commitment to minimalism. With no home and the world still grappling with the pandemic, I turned to pet sitting or vacationing friends and visiting family. As fall approached and lockdowns returned, I stayed with a friend. This period of living with very minimal possession was so freeing. I adapted to various living conditions, from sleeping on the floor and hand washing all my clothes. This adaptability made me resilient, teaching me to remain calm regardless of the circumstances. Embracing extreme minimalism cleared space for fresh opportunities in my mind. Determinedly, I shaped my career and nurtured authentic relationships, with each obstacle serving as a stepping stone. Leaving behind the influencer world, I found a fulfilling remote role in a digitalization consultancy that truly resonated with my soul. Working on digitalization, a subject I'm deeply passionate about, I collaborated with brilliant colleagues without the confines of a traditional office job. In January 2021, inspired by Sadhguru's teachings on the value of solitude for self-awareness, I embarked on a journey to southern France. With flights still restricted, I drove there, documenting my minimalist lifestyle on YouTube, notably in my first Everything I Own video. I stayed in budget-friendly Airbnbs due to the tourism lull. While initially struggling with the solitude, it became a transformative experience. I discovered that minimalism is about authenticity and presence, not just owning fewer things. After France, I then ventured to Barcelona, intrigued by the co-living concept where hotels offered monthly room rentals. Traveling light with just my backpack, I felt an immediate connection in this setting. Their residents shared similar minimalist journeys, and their limited possessions mirrored mine. This community provided clarity of space, mind, and heart, amplifying the joys of simple living. Beyond the personal growth, Barcelona gifted me with a romantic twist. I met my boyfriend not in the city's bustling streets, but online as we coincidentally worked for the same company. I returned to Switzerland to deepen my relationship with the man I'd met online from Barcelona. Our bond grew, and by October we began traveling together, embracing the freedom of backpacking. When I visited his family for the first time at Christmas, I remember a comment from a friend in Barcelona. She asked me if I wouldn't dress differently and wear more makeup once I had a boyfriend. I thought about these social expectations because, as always, I was only backpacking and barely had anything to wear. I shared my thoughts with my boyfriend, and he encouraged me to always be true to myself, emphasizing how meaningful genuine interactions are instead of appearances. By July 2022, I had fully embraced extreme minimalism for over 2 years. The clarity and time it granted me led to personal growth. I immersed myself in nature, learned programming, and even renovated the kitchen in my boyfriend's family's house. Fast forward to July 2022, while many aspects of my life evolved, my job remained constant. However, juggling work, studies, and personal commitments became a bit overwhelming. I chose to leave my full-time job to focus on my passions, including my YouTube channel. My mission became clear: to promote the beauty of simple living and build a community that values genuine experiences over materialism. Phew. That was quite a journey. If you're still here and still have a moment, let's sum up again how extreme minimalism helped me to create my dream life. Number 1, journey of self-discovery. By decluttering my physical space, I embarked on a profound journey of self-discovery. I learned more about my true self, free from the distractions and burdens of excess possessions. 2, overcoming challenges. The path to minimalism wasn't always smooth. I faced relapses and societal pressures, but these challenges only deepened my commitment and understanding of the minimalist philosophy. 3, embracing authenticity. Minimalism taught me the value of being genuine. I learned to prioritize my authentic self over societal expectations and appearances, leading to a more genuine interactions and relationships. 4, building resilience. Living with less made me more adaptable and resilient. I became resourceful, finding joy in simplicity and learning to navigate various situations with grace. 5, achieving mental clarity. By eliminating the unnecessary, I gained mental clarity. This newfound focus allowed me to concentrate on my passions, goals, and the things that truly mattered. 6, valuing experiences over possessions. I began to cherish moments and experiences over material items. This shift in my perspective enriched my life with meaningful memories and connections. 7, empowerment in decision making. Minimalism empowered me to make deliberate choices in life. From career decision to personal relationship, I felt in control and aligned with my core values. 8, finding community. My minimalist journey introduced me to a community of like-minded individuals. This sense of belonging and shared values provided support and inspiration along the way. 9, continuous personal growth. Embracing minimalism became a catalyst for continuous learning and self-improvement. And finally, number 10, discovering a deeper purpose. Minimalism helped me uncover a deeper mission in my life. Beyond just living with less, I found purpose in inspiring others, building a community, and pursuing my true passions. Thanks for hanging around today, and I talk to you guys soon. Bye!